Welcome to News Express on Global Television. On the headlines, Social Democratic Party rejects Ondo election result, heads to tribunal. Presidency asks former President Obasanjo to apologize to Nigerians, says he lacks moral right to condemn government. In business, Dangote Refinery seeks billions of dollars to import crude oil. On the foreign scene, Prime Minister Keir Starmer tells China's President Xi Jinping UK is committed to rule of law on China ties. And in sports, Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur handed 7-match ban over racist remarks. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Iconsat. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has urged opposition parties to join hands together to develop the state. Aiyedatiwa's call came after the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) declared him the winner of the Saturday's governorship election in the state. Kikelemo Okere has details.
It was a moment of joy and jubilation in the banquet hall in the government house as Governor Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa polled 366,781 votes, while Ajayi scores 117,835 votes across the 18 local government area of Ondo State. In his acceptance speech, Aiyedatiwa, while promising to run an all-inclusive government, commended INEC and security agencies and all stakeholders involved in the election for a diligent job done. Aiyedatiwa dedicated his victory firstly to God and secondly to memories of his former boss, late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu.
The most important thing is the people, the state, the land and the people. Developing the state, empowering the people, that is what I'm providing an enabling environment for the state to develop by investors. That is very important. You talk about security, you talk about the political environment that you can see now that is stable. There's continuity in Ondo State, the political environment is stable.
In an interview with the National Chairman All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, Chairman Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma, and the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu expressed confidence in the party's ability to expand its dominance in the southwest region. They stated that the APC next focus is to reclaim Osun and Oyo states, which are currently under the leadership of PDP. The governors and APC national chairman commended the people of Ondo State for their peaceful nature, saying the election was a smooth, free and fair.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's victory was attributed to the unity in the state by all Progressive Congress campaign teams throughout the period of campaigns. It is expected that the victory will usher in a new beacon of hope, tranquility for Ondo State citizens, where all indices of development. From Akure, the Ondo State capital, Kikelemo Okere, Global Television News.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa stated the need for Nigeria's economic managers to put first investment in creating a national awareness to get people to vote. The governor-elect stated this while speaking at a TV interview, saying a lot of people register to get permanent voters cards to have as document, but not politically active. He therefore stressed the need for people to be encouraged to vote, calling for a national awareness to be created for people to always come out to vote. The Social Democratic Party SDP and its governorship candidate in the just concluded Ondo State Guba election, Otumba Bamidele Akinboye, have rejected the result of the election, saying the election was a slap on democracy. SDP State Chairman Barrister Gbenga Akimbuli, who spoke at a press briefing in Akure, called for immediate cancellation of the election. He said voters were intimidated and harassed at Ward 10, Unit 19, Ondo West Local Government, while some were offered between 7,000 and 10,000 naira at polling units where he voted. Akimbuli said it was laughable for the party's candidate to score 2 votes in Okiti Pupa, where he hails from, noted that agents of the SDP were chased away from many polling units across the state. In the meantime, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has called for a comprehensive overhaul of Nigeria's electoral process. Obasanjo, speaking at the Chinua Achebe Leadership Forum, Yale University in the United States, called for the dismissal of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, and other officials at all levels. The former president, while describing the 2023 general election as a travesty, said it's the imperative for reforming the electoral system is to restore credibility and trust. He also advocated for shorter tenures for INEC officials and a more rigorous vetting process to prevent the appointment of partisan individuals. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has expressed satisfaction with the infrastructure put in place at the Eagle Square by Tertiary Education Trust Fund in preparations for National Research Fair and Exhibition. The minister stated this while inspecting the facilities for the event, which is expected to officially commence today at the Eagle Square, Abuja. Jomai Mansin now reports.
The minister, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said the initiative by TETFund is a critical effort to engage Nigerians' academia, including universities, polytechnics, college of education, research institutes, and even military, community-based inventions in addressing key developmental challenges. Dr. Alausa highlighted that Nigerians' abundance of institutions, intellectual professionals, and natural resources position the nation to compete in the evolving global knowledge economy.
To inform you that this special effort of TETFund is meant to encourage our academia, composed of our universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, research institutes, the military, and other personal and community creativities to respond to many critical needs of our national development.
The minister reiterated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment to using local research and technology to drive economic growth under the Renewed Hope agenda. He observed that meaningful development is impossible without leveraging research outputs and stressed the importance of synergy among research and technology agencies to effectively deploy their findings for nation building.
If you look at our agenda going forward, we're going to be focusing on STEM with 2M and TVET. We have to now realign our educational system in the country to start meeting the needs of our people. We have a huge base of youngsters in the country, men and women.
The minister further stressed government's dedication to translating research results into marketable products to drive job creation and youth engagement. He enjoined the media to provide adequate coverage to the 4-day event, which will run from November 18th to 21st, 2024, to publicize its impact. For Global TV, Jumai Mansin reporting.
The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has revealed that the sum of 135 billion naira in matching grants have remained unassessed by state governments between 2020 and 2024. The Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Baboye, disclosed this during his presentation of the 2023 and 2024 Budget Implementation Report to the Senate Committee on Education. In Abuja, the Legislative Committee was at the UBEC headquarters on an oversight visit of And welcome back from the break. We're sorry for that brief breaking transmission. The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has revealed that the sum of 135 billion naira in matching grants have remained unassessed by state governments between 2020 and 2024. The Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Boboye, disclosed this during his presentation of the 2023 and 2024 budget implementation report to the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education Day in Abuja. The Legislative Committee was at the UBEC headquarters on an oversight visit to assess the progress of UBEC's activities and the disbursement of funds. He clarified that the current year's budget 2024 was typically disbursed in the following year, which means that the allocated funds do not usually elapse, unlike funds allocated to other organizations, but expressed concerns that many states failed to meet the necessary conditions to access the funds. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, has expressed love for the method of corruption investigation used by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Fagbemi, speaking at the Food and Energy Security in African Conference held in Lagos, recommended that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission should conclude investigations before arrest. He noted that the FBI would have done diligent investigation before going after the suspect, stressing that the attitude of fighting corruption by saying a big fish has been caught without proper investigation should be discouraged. The AGF stressed that proper investigation before media trial is a more civilized way of fighting corruption. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Public Communication and Orientation, Sunday Dare, has said that the Nigeria's democracy suffered mortal wounds under the watch of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Dare, in a statement on its X platform, described Obasanjo's regime as the most corrupt government in the history of Nigeria. Hence, he has no moral right to condemn or criticize any government. He therefore called on the former president to apologize to Nigerians for not laying the foundational infrastructure Nigeria needed to progress. Federal government has asked to immediately reinstate Tajuddin Barua as the president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, following court judgment affirming his leadership. This was contained in a statement made available to newsmen. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, directed his plea to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, urging them to ensure strict compliance with the judgment of the National Industrial Court and the Court of Appeal. A timber market in Katako Community, Jos North local government area has been gutted by fire. According to reports, the fire, which started on Sunday night, destroying goods worth millions of naira, including over 107 shops. Chairman of the Plateau State Carpenters Association, Shuaibu Ali, confirmed the fire outbreak in Jos, stating that the incident had been a reoccurring problem in the market. Airstrikes executed by the Nigerian Air Force have eliminated scores of terrorists, destroying their critical arms depot and the residence of notorious kingpin Malam Sali, a loyalist of another notorious terrorist, Dogo Gidi, in Palele, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. NAF spokesman Air Commodore Olushola Akim Boyewa, in a statement, said the airstrikes were conducted by the air component of Operation Fason Yama on 16 November 2024. He added that Sali's reign of terror had plagued the vulnerable communities in Shiroro with attacks, abductions, and extortion, leaving them in a trail of fear. He, however, said the air component of Operation Fason Yama had been tracking Sali's movement, gathering crucial intelligence to dismantle his operations. National Librarian Professor Chinwe Anobi says the National Library of Nigeria will unveil its 5-year strategic plan of 2025 to 2030, as well as a new logo at its 60th anniversary event scheduled for this week. Professor Anunobi, who stated this at a briefing to announce the 60th year celebration of the NLN, said a glance at the logo and the document will provide a better explanation for the theme of the celebration. She said over the past 6 decades, the National Library has evolved in her foundational vision as a dynamic repository of Nigeria's knowledge and cultural heritage, offering a study backbone for education, literacy, research, and intellectual heritage preservation. The National Librarian also emphasized on promoting culture of reading amongst Nigerians. You're watching News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Dangote Refinery $6 billion to import crude oil. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break in business. A Financial Times report indicates that Aliko Dangote has begun discussions with some foreign banks to secure billions of dollars for crude oil importation. The report noted that Dangote Refinery needs to purchase additional crude oil to hit the 650,000 barrels per day full capacity. The African Finance Corporation, AFC, a pan-African development lender, is one of the institutions involved in the talks to raise money. Already, the Knightsbridge Strategic Group, KSG, a group of experts from US and UK providing geopolitical intelligence, said it expected the refinery to hit full capacity in 2025. The KSG assessed that there will be long-term reductions in local fuel costs and increased market competition in Europe as Nigeria becomes a new fuel exporter, assuming full capacity is eventually reached at the Dangote Refinery. The chairman of the House Committee on Renewable Energy, Honorable Victor Afam Ogene, has called for accessible and equitable policies to support Nigeria's energy transition. Speaking at his sidelined event during the ongoing COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, co-hosted by the Committee on Renewable Energy and included the Netherlands-based knowledge platform, he emphasized tax breaks and vocational grants to empower youth in renewable energy sectors. According to a joint statement by Honorable Ogene, the executive director of Include, Anika Altaf, discussions focused on labor-based incentives, youth-centric policies, and integrating equity, sustainability, and job creation into renewable energy transitions. The Nigerian Exchange Limited has proposed amendment to the trading license holders rules. This was contained in a statement during the weekend. The exchange said that a block divestment and large volume trades would be amended. According to the statement, the amendment to trading license holders rules, which includes the rules on block divestments in equities, rules on large volume trades in equities, and the disclosure of changes is beneficial ownership of shares became effective. It added that the rules serve as a guide for monitoring and reporting the transfer of shares that are likely to have a significant impact on the total daily volume and value of executed trades on the exchange and material changes in shareholding control structure of the issuer. In response to this risk, the Nigerian Exchange called for a comment from various stakeholders as the amendment is subject to the approval of the board of the Nigerian Exchange Regulation Limited Board and the Security and Exchange Commission, SEC. On the foreign scene, Sweden began sending some 5 million pamphlets to residents, urging them to prepare for the possibility of war, as neighboring Finland launched a new preparedness website. Both Sweden and Finland dropped decades of a military non-alliance to join the US-led military alliance NATO in the wake of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Since the start of the war, Stockholm has repeatedly urged Swedes to prepare both mentally and logistically for the possibility of war, citing the serious security situation in its vicinity. The booklet, If Crisis or War Comes, sent by the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency, contains information about how to prepare for emergencies such as war, natural disasters, or cyber attacks. U.S. President Joe Biden has cleared Kiev to use long-range American missiles against military targets inside Russia. A U.S. official stated these hours after Russia targeted Ukraine's power grid in a deadly barrage. The official, speaking on condition of anonymity, was confirming reports that the major policy shift long demanded by Ukraine was in response to North Korea deploying troops to help Moscow's war effort. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has long pushed for authorization from Washington to use the powerful Army tactical missile system to hit targets inside Russia. Prime Minister Keir Starmer told China's President Xi Jinping that Britain will be a predictable, consistent sovereign actor committed to the rule of law in their bilateral ties. Starmer told his Chinese counterpart as they met at the G20 summit in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro. Britain's press association reported. He said he wants both countries' relations to be consistent, durable, respectful, and to avoid surprises where possible. And running into the world of sports, Tottenham player Rodrigo Bentancur has been banned for 7 matches and fined £100,000 by the Football Association. This is coming after an independent regulatory commission ruled on his racist remarks about teammate Son Heung-min. Spurs will be without their key midfielder for an extended period following the commission's verdict. According to reports, Bentancur was charged after making the comments during a pre-season interview. Manchester United and Danish midfielder Christian Eriksen are expected to part ways at the end of the season. According to a post on Fabrizio Romaro's X handle, no negotiation is taking place over a new deal for the services of the midfield maestro. According to the post, no negotiation is taking place over a new deal, while Robert Amorim's opinion will also be considered, but Eriksen is expected to leave. Recall that the 32-year-old signed a 3-year contract with Manchester United in 2022 as a free agent. Nigerian striker Victor Boniface has expressed disappointment at being excluded from the shortlist for the Confederation of African Football Men's Player of the Year award. Speaking about the snub in a video, Boniface, who had a stellar 2023-2024 season, said he is not sad but disappointed because he had an amazing season last season. He added that while awards are not his priority, he remains focused on improving his performance. To end the News Express, here is a summary of our top stories. Social Democratic Party SDP and its governorship candidate in the just concluded Ondo State Guber election, Otumba Bamidele Akinboye, rejected the result of the election. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Public Communication and Orientation, Sunday Dare, has asked former President Olusegun Obasanjo to apologize to Nigerians, saying he lacks the moral right to condemn any government. In business, a Financial Times report indicates that Aliko Dangote has begun discussions with some foreign banks to secure billions of dollars for crude oil importation. On the foreign scene, Prime Minister Keir Starmer told Chinese President Xi Jinping that beating will be predictable, consistent, and a sovereign actor. And in sport, Nigerian striker Victor Boniface has expressed disappointment at being excluded from the shortlist for the Confederation of African Football Men's Player of the Year award. That's it on News Express, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276 and free to air on Niconsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.